Are you also tired of watching the same okonomiyaki being made over and over again? Today I will be walking through the narrow streets of the busy Osaka to find a chef that is doing modern styled okonomiyaki. So the chef has a lot of different styled okonomiyakis. So we will be trying 3 different kinds of his okonomiyaki. The first one being with spring onions inside the batter. And then on top he is placing some shredded beef as well as konnyaku and boiled potatoes and topped with a mountain of negi. This is also called yamaneki, which is the mountain of spring onions, which I think is a suitable name for that. The second one is with kimchi and pork belly, and the third one is with shrimps as well as cheese and this Japanese leaf here. And unlike other places, then he is topping it with a little bit of batter on the top before he turns it, which is kind of unique, I think. Not everyone does that. Topped it with some okonomiyaki sauce and mayonnaise. As well as aonori, which is essentially seaweed. And then well-known katsuobushi, which is fish flakes that are dancing on hot foods. But let's cut through the first one with egg and kimchi. But let's go out in the kitchen and make it. So the dashi is in boiling water, then we put in the katsuobushi, let it stay there after you turn off the heat for 2 minutes, and then drain it. Don't strain it through the sieve or anything, because that will just give you a bitter dashi. So once we made the dashi, then we add it into the flour little by little and stirring as we go. And then once we've made that, then we can go ahead and do the vegetables. So we need about half of the cabbage, just cut it nicely thin, and then we need yamaimo or mountain yam, which you grate and then you pour it into the batter. It is very sticky, I guess. It has this tororo, they call it tororo, so very sticky, very unique texture, which helps on the texture of the okonomiyaki. Pour in the eggs as well as some pickled ginger and some squid. Give that a stir, and then we can go ahead and add the cabbage And just add cabbage until you have a nice batter, the consistency in the batter that you want to. And for this style, then we will also add in the negi. Give that a stir, a final stir, until we can pour it onto the frying pan. And just spread it out on the pan. You don't want to make it too large because then it's super difficult to turn it. But once it has been on there for like a minute, then we can top it with our potatoes, which we boiled, and then the pork belly. Give that a last glance before we turn it, and then pray that it won't break. Yes. When it has this golden color, then it's pretty much done on that side. As it's finished, then we can top it with the okonomiyaki sauce and mayonnaise, aonori, and the fish flakes. Itadakimasu. So we finished our version of the modern style okonomiyaki, which is pretty nice, I think. You have the addition of the potatoes as well as the mountain yam. The mountain yam really helps with making the okonomiyaki a little bit less floury. But let's try the second one with a lot of negi. So before making the second okonomiyaki, then we will be writing katsuobushi ga otoru, which basically translates into the fish flakes are dancing, which I think is very suitable for today's dish when we are using the fish flakes on top of the okonomiyaki. And for the second one, then we will be using cheese as well as the pork belly. So flip it once the cheese is starting to melt, and then we will add all our negi. It is not completely following his recipe or anything. This is also just my version of the modern style. Then we put a lid on it for a couple minutes, remove it, and then we're done. Add the okonomiyaki sauce as well as the mayonnaise and the katsuobushi, and you can see the dance from the fish flakes. And then lastly, I'm topping it with a egg yolk, which just enriches all the flavors from the okonomiyaki. Cut that open and you will see magic. Oishi. So if you haven't already, then please hit the like button down below. It really helps out the channel here. And if you want to see more Japanese dishes or Scandinavian dishes for that matter, then please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. And yeah, comment down below what your soul food is in your country. I would love to hear, honestly. This is the epitome of Osaka soul food. And yeah, Otherwise, then I will just see you in the next one. You see.